Okay, let me start by saying I recorded an entire video already. I'm in here, I'm on Shattered Veil, I'm using the Marine SP shotgun. I talked about the patch notes with the Season 3 Reloaded, which I'll go ahead and go over for you again because I'm kind of starting this video from the beginning, from the middle, and only because I found out that once I got in game, they made more changes to this Marine SP shotgun than they put in the patch notes, and holy shit. This thing is incredible. Let me go ahead and buy a couple of perks because I have all kinds of money and I want to spend it. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the game here real quick, and let's go ahead and take a quick look at the patch notes here. So according to the patch notes, they say they are happy where the Marine SP sits in its class with its total damage. Compared to other weapons in the class, however, it's clear how sluggish that the weapon could feel due to its rechamber and segmented reloading characteristics. So they made some changes to the Marine SP shotgun, the Pack-a-Punch version only. So they increased the ammo add from 2 shells to 4 shells, which is incredibly huge. You can reload this weapon so fast, even with the largest barrels. With the quick load barrel, you can reload it in just 1 reload, and they also increased the rechamber speed by 25%. When we compare the rates of fire to this, the old one is on top, the new one is on the bottom here. So of course the base was still 71, but once you Pack-a-Punch this thing, it went from 76 to 86. When you put on double tap, the old Marine SP was 92 rounds per minute. It now goes to 128 rounds per minute with double tap, and with the double tap and double time on it, it was 99 originally. It is now 132, and if you notice, there really is no difference there, so there is no reason whatsoever for you to run the double time on your double tap. I find that very important, that I want to note for you right now. But as I was in the game here playing along, I was taking a look at my damage values, and you notice we're going to get 5,760 to the body. Now that is per shotgun shell, that is per shell, but I do have double time on with double standard, so we actually have to divide that in half, which would make it 2,880. Now I want to go ahead and show you super quickly why we're going to go ahead and talk about all this again here, because I'm going to pull up our ultimate gun guide, our massive spreadsheet here, and we're going to take a look at the Marine SP, and you're going to see 15,360 as its base body damage. But if we take that 15,360 and we divide that by 8, you're going to get 1,920 damage. I'll just take a moment to let that settle in, because that is a massive damage buff. If we're now getting 2,880 and we're going to multiply that by 8 pellets, that's going to take this 15,360. We're going to go to 23,040, and that's going to be the same for this. Well, actually, it's going to be a little bit different for that because we got some augments that'll help with that, so we'll just leave that for the moment. We'll change that later. But if we take a look at what that's going to do to our DPS, we're going to go all the way up to 101,000 potential DPS with this weapon. That is with the new fire rates and everything. But I just got to say, it feels way better than that in game, and I'm going to kind of show you why here as we go along. Now, one thing I'll go ahead and do is I'll throw the build up on screen that I'm using for my Marine SP. One important change to note from the video that I made a couple of weeks ago on this weapon is I am now running the tactical laser rather than the steady aim laser, and I'm going to kind of show you why in just a couple of moments here as soon as I get some of these zombies killed off and I get that opportunity. But I want you to watch just how quickly we can kill these guys off. Like, this is incredible. Our fire rate is so much better with this weapon. But just as we fire into this horde, look how many multiples of zombies we are killing in every single shot. You were able to deal an incredible amount of bullet penetration damage when you were shooting into the hordes of these zombies. You are massively damaging the zombies in the back. So let's go ahead and get a nice little line here of a couple of guys. Let's kill off this guy in the front, and we shoot right through here. And how many did we kill? We got 2 zombies out of that one. We got another 2 zombies out of that one. We got 3 zombies out of that shot. That is per shot. Now we throw on an insta kill. There goes the doppelgas. And how many zombies did we get right there? 1, 2, 3, 4, it looks like. Fire into that horde, and yeah, we got another 3 right there. Of course, that's with insta-kill, but you can just see just how much penetration that you are getting with all of these shells. But let me go ahead and kill off this last zombie, and I'm going to show you exactly why I'm running this tactical laser. If we go ahead and take this little wall here, let's stand at about 5 meters, about 5.5 meters. So we go ahead and fire right here. That is with the tactical laser, and this is with just standard aiming down sight. This is how we would run this gun previously. You put that tack laser in. Now this is with dead shot, and I'm also using the dead draw, which is going to reduce that hip fire spread. But yeah, you have got to run the tack stance. Actually, I highly recommend that you run the tack stance on all of your shotguns in the game. I'm going to go ahead and use this, and we're going to take out this disciple right here. And see you later, my almost friend. We were almost friends. So what this increase in damage means here for us for this Marine XP is that we are going to be able to one-shot zombies. So if we take a look at the zombie health by round here, and we're doing how much damage here? I think it's 23,000. Yeah, we are doing 23,040, and we look by round here. We're going to be able to one-shot zombies all the way out until round 38, and that is hitting them to the body. One shot all the way out to round 38. Hey everybody, editing Cool Whip here real quick. So I use that number that is based on the damage if you were not using double standard. Now live commentary Whip is going to realize this here in just a little bit, but just to avoid any confusion right now, you are actually, if you have double standard on, you're going to be able to one-shot zombies all the way out until round 52. It's going to be 38 if you're not running double standard with your double tap, round 52 if you are running double standard. I went back and I looked through a bunch of old patch notes here, and I don't see anywhere where they have ever mentioned that they buffed the damage to this Marine SP. Simply all they talked about was increasing the rechambering speed and its reload speed to make it not feel quite so sluggish in game. But as you can see, it just absolutely rips through everything here in game. And now we got an insta kill. That's just going to make life even that much easier. But we just deal with this round 33 horde. Like I said, we're going to be able to one shot all the way up until round 38, which is just absolutely incredible. With the amount of penetration damage that we're able to get when you're firing into hordes with this weapon, it's going to feel great even once we get well above round 38 as well. We should be able to two-shot zombies as far out as about round 52. And I do kind of want you to get a feel for just how quickly you can fire this weapon now. Granted, the fire rate is still relatively slow, and you gotta be pulling the trigger constantly, and I get that, and a lot of people don't want to do that in game. They'd rather just use automatic weapons, but there ain't too many automatic weapons that can just shred at the speed in which this is doing it. As far as when you're actually shooting the weapon, you gotta take your time just a little bit more. Make sure you're keeping just a little bit of space between you and the horde that you're hoarding up here. But you can see we can just rip through them, and this really isn't a problem. We're just doing a little bit of backpedaling, and our problems are solved. All of our problems are solved. Now, statistically, this weapon is not going to hold a candle to the Maelstrom shotgun. That gun is absolutely incredible and completely shreds everything. All the way out to health cap, you're going to be shredding zombies with that Maelstrom. DPS wise, that Maelstrom gets about 241,000. And what did we said just a little bit ago, that we were up to about 101,000 with this one. So that's a pretty massive difference. And I'm sure we'll start feeling that just a little bit later in game. I have no doubt about that. I don't even have an ammo mod on here yet. I do want to get some dead wire on this, so I can see if we can shred through these disciples just a little bit quicker, just a little bit easier. And there we go. I do have some dead wire. We got another disciple over here, so let's see if we do it even better. Oh yeah, we can do way better now, way better. There he is. I think he's gone. I'm pretty sure he's dead. Oh yeah, he's definitely gone. I really didn't even take all that much either. Now, you do not have to continue to un-ADS and then re-ADS. I actually play on mouse and keys, so that doesn't really do much for me. There's no really need to go for headshots. You're actually going to do less damage with headshots if you're running the double standard augment anyway, which you absolutely should be doing with the shotgun. You'll actually deal less damage to the head. As you see, you're coming in to just about 4,000 something to the head and 5660 to the body. So yeah, you really should be shooting into the body. And this incredibly tight tack stance is one thing that just makes a massive difference here with this weapon. It makes it feel even that much better. All right, it's round 38, so theoretically we should still be able to one-shot some zombies here. And oh, that one didn't count because he got electrocuted. There we go. We are still one-shotting zombies here. It is round 38. We are one-shotting. We're even one-shotting the armored zombies as well, which I find to just be absolutely incredible. And then if everything kind of holds up next round, we should kind of stop with the one-shotting, and we'll have them most of the way, but they may need two shots. But as you're spraying into hordes, you're going to be dealing shadow damage. So a lot of times once you start firing into the horde, you're still going to be one-shotting a lot of the zombies because they're already going to have a little bit of damage done to them from the shadow damage from the other shots. But I did put on some Frost Blast. I don't know what augments I have on from it. I did that little video where we kind of went in and just took a look at what some of the augments did. And I haven't touched it again since, but I went ahead and changed over to it just because I kind of want to try it. Just give it an opportunity maybe here. I didn't prepare to do a boss fight in this game. I was just prepared to take a look at what some of the fire rate changes here were to this Marine SP and just what some of these changes were. I did not expect to find such a massive buff to the damage to this weapon, as they never talked about that whatsoever. And it really wasn't all that long ago that I did the testing. It was less than 2 weeks ago where I did the testing with the Marine SP, got all the numbers and everything for you, updated the spreadsheets. So it was definitely with the Season 3 Reloaded update that they gave this Marine a massive boost to its damage as well. All right, so round 39. No, that's still a one-shot. It's still a one-shot. Okay, we're still one-shotting zombies on round 39. That guy's healthy. Okay, still one-shotting. Round 39. Oh, this is amazing. This is amazing. Oh, baby, let's go. Okay, round 40. Are we still a one-shot on 40? Yes. Yes, we were. That is going to be a resounding yes. We are still one-shotting zombies on round 40. All right, Frost Blast, can it get me out of this mess? I mean, it kind of got me out of the mess. It kind of got me out. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Frost Blast, I don't think. I don't know which augments I have. Oh, look at that. Our Doppelgast was frozen there. We got a second one here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and change my field upgrade back. We'll just go back to Ether Shroud. Why not? All right, we are absolutely just blowing this out of the water. This is insanely good. I mean, it's round 40. It should be a little bit tougher than this, but no, we're just one-shotting our way through here. And in many cases, still killing multiple zombies as well. We're doing decent against the Disciples. I mean, it's not the worst. I've definitely done worse against Disciples. The armored zombies are also dying in one shot. I just feel like I have an insta-kill going for 40 straight rounds. I've had an insta-kill going, at least since I got a pack-a-punch. It feels like absolute dog shit before you pack-a-punch it. Okay, round 41 and one shot. Armored zombie, one shot. Okay, so not me just realizing that I kind of did my math wrong. We actually should be able to one-shot with the double standard all the way out through round 52. So we should be doing about 46,080 in damage as long as we're hitting all 8 pellets. And that's going to let us get all the way out to round 52 by one-shotting zombies. One-shotting zombies out beyond round 50. So I tell you what, I will catch up with you at round 52 and we'll see if we are still one-shotting these guys at round 52. Okay, here we are, start of round 52. These zombies should be spawning in any moment. Now, right around round 48 or so, it stopped being a one-shot to most of the armored zombies. So you're still looking at 2 shots for those. If we go ahead round 52, we are still going to one-shot standard zombies as long as we are hitting every single one of the pellets. So you're going to want to make sure that you're a little bit closer range, which you're going to be anyway, because it's going to be nothing but super sprinters coming at you at this point. We're almost all the way to health cap with this, and it's actually performing a whole lot better than I expected. Now, see right there, we missed a couple of pellets. You cannot miss any pellets whatsoever, or you're not going to get that one shot. Once you get up to this particular point in game, you got to hit all of the pellets to get that. But a little bit of good training goes a long way here. Now, of course, everybody's going to be super fast. There's super sprinters everywhere. Nobody ever said round 52 was easy. But you do got some weapons that can make your life a little bit easier. You got the Maelstrom shotgun. You got the ASG, which doesn't perform quite as well at these higher rounds. It definitely does not perform as well as this Marine is performing at the moment. These little shadow buffs like this are absolutely incredible, and I love to see them in game. Oh no, we cannot go down. This would be our first down if we were to go down. Oh no. Okay, there we go. All right, calm down, Whip. There you go. Yeah, so nobody ever said round 52 was easy, but you've got to hop in. You got to try this gun. I know most of you are not going all the way to round 52. You're not going to health cap. And, oh, there goes a dying wish. Aha, that's my first dying wish of the game, too. But let's go ahead and just use this mutant injection, finish this round here. Nobody ever said that this round would be easy. The Maelstrom is definitely easier to use at these high rounds, but this weapon, it was absolutely insane for me up until about round 47. Round 48 is really kind of where the slow handling, the sluggishness, the fire rate really started to hurt, even though we were still one-shotting zombies. Once most of the zombies were all super sprinters, things were getting a little bit too difficult with this weapon, and that's where you would want something like the Maelstrom, which can fire a lot faster and does, you know, a fair amount more damage than this particular weapon, as far as DPS is concerned. This one is, of course, going to be more damage per shot, but, you know, whatever. Whatever DPS, yeah, that is what it is with those two weapons. But definitely a very viable weapon for you to use in just about everything. We already know that this gun does pretty decent in boss fights. We took it into a boss fight in the last game. So go ahead, hop in game, and give this thing a shot. Just make sure you are running double standard with this. But that is where I'm going to go ahead and leave this one off with the Marine SP shotgun. Holy shit. What a gun this is now. You want to check out another weapon that was recently buffed that actually does pretty decent here in game? Go ahead and check out this video here. My name is Hipfire, and I'm out.